Hello, everybody. Welcome to She's Game Obsessed with your favorite co-hosts, Jill and Devin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Boo?
Can't complain. You know, just living the dream.
Another week of football, so
Exactly.
happy to be back.
Well, so speaking of that, let's get right on into, we have some news that we kind of had a break over the last few days. So Andy Reid was sent to the hospital following their loss on Sunday, and was released Monday after being found out it was dehydration, and he was taken care of. It's for me, I don't want to give excuses to the Chiefs, but that's got to be a big thing on the sideline, knowing your coach is not doing well and trying to still save face and play a game.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm super happy that he was released and he's doing better. I'm definitely upset because I think all of us have a little bit of love for the Kansas City Chiefs. No matter what your team is, it's like we like that Chiefs Nation, you know? Like, I feel like Chiefs Kingdom or whatever they say. It's like, I feel like I'm somewhat of a Chiefs fan, so.
I got to, but Andy Reid was, he was one of your guys. You gotta.
I'm trying to talk less about that team this week, Jill.
I got you.
I'm focusing right now on Andy Reid, but no, in all seriousness, I'm glad he's doing much better.
Well, coming still out of the Chiefs, they're expected to sign Josh Gordon this upcoming week. No, he was just reinstated by the NFL after his drug use past history.
Right.
He last played in Seattle in 2019. I want to see this work out for him. He is a good guy and a great football player. It's just he's fading some demons. He's on a life path that he really needs to get out of.
And I think he's been on this life path since middle school with drugs. I looked into when he started kind of abusing them, and I think, he's human, and I think this is going to work out for him. And honestly, great football player. So if this can bring him out of that hole, let's get it.
And so sad for me, this news that did break. The Panthers and the Jaguars reached a deal where Dan Arnold, their tight end, went to the Jaguars along with a third-round pick in 2022. And the Jaguars gave up their cornerback, C.J. Henderson, as well as their 2022 fifth-round pick. I'm just personally really upset. I loved being able to say Sam Darnold to Dan Arnold.
That connection is no longer a connection.
It's like Craigslist misconnections.
Yeah, it's over.
Searching for the tight end that had a similar name to me.
That's sad, but I mean, hey, best of luck.
Yep. I mean, best of luck to the Jags. I don't think a tight end is going to fix their problems. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But as for the Panthers, they are the first team since 1992 with a 3-0 start to hold a team to 573 net yards.
I mean, pretty amazing. What a start.
They're not doing too shabby, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so.
And so then some of the last news out of the last few days, the Lael Collins, I think that's how it's pronounced. Lael Collins.
Lael, whatever it is. We're happy to talk about you today.
I don't know if it's happy. He was suspended for 5 games.
And
so
to make as much as he's making, and I have that here, signing a 5-year, $15 million, it's not acceptable.
Well, and the funnier part about the whole thing is, so he was suspended for 2 games initially, and then they went back and evaluated it and gave him this 5-game suspension for trying to bribe a drug test collector.
Come on. Let's not do that. Let's own it. Let's sit out. Let's
Josh Gordon owned it. I mean, look at him. He's trying it again.
But it's like, no, and it's like, I do understand that you got to do what you got to do to try and, we've all been caught doing something, whether it be a test, sorry mom, whether it be, doing something, whatever it may be.
Wrong. We've all done wrongdoings.
Yeah, and he definitely should not have done that. And now it's just the spotlight is definitely more on him in a negative way.
But in Dallas Cowboys' defense, they did look good without him. So it's not like he's detrimental to the team.
I mean, they looked really good. And just kind of going off of that comment, let's just, take a moment for Dak Prescott because
absolutely
he looked like a top 5 QB last night. And that's why he makes $160 million, right?
He definitely is a top 5 QB.
He looked great.
But you know what? I definitely have stuff I'm talking about him a little bit later. And I will really get into my thoughts and feelings for
All
Dak.
right. Sounds good to me.
But turning it over to talking about good, let's go talk about some really disappointing bad teams of the week. And I think kind of just as a whole, there's a lot going on with these teams.
I guess on that note, more like bad teams of the decade.
Ooh, yeah. Some of these you could go like multi-decade, but yeah, bad teams of the decade.
I'm trying to be somewhat nice, but I will say, the Jets.
Yes.
We'll start with them.
Good old New York.
Yeah, I mean, they enjoyed some early success in the 2000s and, making the playoffs 6 times. Their last playoff appearance was when I graduated high school in 2010. I'm a woman now.
We're 11 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
There's children that are that age.
And, I have a lot of friends, a lot of guy friends that are Jets fans, diehards.
I'm sorry, guys.
Every time we go out, I mean, it could literally be like a Monday night and the Ravens are playing the Chiefs or whatever the game is. I mean, my friend Jordan's got his Jets hat on, and I can't help but feel sorry for these diehard fans who love them, and they deserve better.
Especially, so this is now their 3rd season, if I'm not mistaken, going with an 0-3 start.
It's sad.
And so I have no idea like where to specifically pinpoint and begin with this team. This organization as a whole is upsetting. And it's not that I blame the players. I really blame that front office staff coaching thing. And this is, so even though he's come and gone, but for me, the most disappointing part of this whole organization in the last few years was when somebody decided to bring Adam Gase on. I mean,
why? Just why?
He is awful. He should not be a coach. He should have nothing to do with the NFL. And
think about how many incredible men, and yes, specifically men, who are out there who would die for a position at this opportunity.
You also have to look at how many ex-Dolphins players have now gone on and been successful somewhere else. And then even looking at Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson, who now are with the Panthers.
I mean, we can go on and on about that, but what I will say is just the Jets fans deserve more, and kind of feeding off of that, the Giants. We're
the
talking
other
about
team.
The Big Apple.
The roommate.
Empire State, the best city, in America.
So they claim. I mean, I don't think so.
I love New York. I think everybody has a little love for New York, and regardless of whether or not it being the best, the state should have sports that they're proud to say that they are fans of.
Agree.
And even the field, touch up the grass. They deserve more.
For me, my biggest gripe is that they're the New York Jets or Giants, whoever they are that weekend, because they swap their roommates. They play in New Jersey. So that's also a big thing for me. You mean to tell me that in New York City, or even just outside of New York City, like a lot of these teams do, we can't get a stadium that's actually in that state? That's one. 2, the stadium is decrepit and old. And exactly your point, that field looks like it.
100%. It reminds me of the education building at FAU where I took my teacher classes. It's come on, they deserve more. And I know I keep saying that, but I don't know, these teams, it's obviously, starts at the top.
Yeah.
Just like anything. When you want something done at work, you go to your boss. Something needs to be changed.
I think they're also really putting way too much as a whole on Danny Dimes. He's not their guy, and I'm really sorry. He's a backup QB. There's not a play, there's not something in my mind has stood out that I look at it and go, that's a guy. That's a starting QB in the league. My personal opinion, if they were to call me tomorrow and go, hey, let's fix this. We heard your podcast. Let's get this show on the road. I would love to see them grab a vet QB, maybe even somebody look at Teddy Bridgewater, who was a backup QB for a while. Now he's a starter. He's doing hot. He's looking good.
Looking great. What a leader. Leader out there.
Yeah,
he's
Devin?
killing it. No, I mean, he's,
But
killing
get that veteran QB. Build a team around him. Use your draft picks. Get some young guys in. Let them learn the NFL. Let them learn the gameplay. Let them learn from the vet. Then, after maybe a season or 2, pull in that young guy. Still have the vet play, but have him train. Have him teach this young guy the ropes. Learn the NFL. And then from there, that's how dynasties do begin. Get a team that is built solely for playing for New York, whether you're the Giants or even the Jets. That's so give me a call. I got you guys.
No, I mean, you're 100% correct, because it's even like, okay, like Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. Great arm, accuracy. We have to talk more about what you just said. Your point was so on point. Mm-hmm. And the way you said a vet to carry a team that's struggling, we're putting our faith into these young 22-year-olds. I mean, I'm 29.
Has he hit puberty, though?
No. When I was 22, I mean, I was still living at home. I was a little bit of a late bloomer, but it's okay. The point is, I was 22. I wasn't thinking straight. And listen, these guys deserve to be where they are. They are strong athletes.
Yeah.
When you are an organization, a franchise that has been severely struggling, you need to pull in someone who has experience, who has, the game known, front and back, sideways, any which way you want to put it. And you are correct to build around them. And they need that type of leadership. And listen, not that these guys won't be phenomenal. Not yet.
You're right, exactly. But so another organization that's starting off with another rookie QB and really a rookie NFL coach, the Jags. I say week after week, I am not a fan of them. And it's not that I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan as much as he annoys me. It's really unfortunate because he has the arm. He has the ability to be a successful quarterback.
Yeah.
But not when you have a head coach who is quoted as saying, I didn't realize I was going to be playing Alabama every week. I'm sorry. Alabama is college. College is college. NFL is NFL. We've seen it time and time again. It is a very different game to play, both of those. So if you're teaching your NFL team to beat Alabama,
you're not a fan of this coach.
But if you're teaching them to beat Alabama, let's be real. Kansas City would beat Alabama. The Rams would beat Alabama. You're winding them up to be failures and lose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see your perspective, and you're not a fan of that team very much.
No,
and you're a South Florida girl. You are not about to head up that way.
I'm not going to Duval County.
Let's talk about the Bears, because they are severely struggling, and I know that. I mean, I see it on the players' faces.
Oh, yeah.
It is written all over that face of each one of them, and they're struggling. I don't know where it begins, if it's the coaching, if it's above the coaching, if it's... Because they have talent, and I'm sure that you agree with that.
There's so much talent and potential talent on that team.
It's also Chicago. That's like a sports city. It's ridiculous watching them right now.
That entire city... I would even kind of put up there as maybe close with Boston of just having Boston, Philly, and Chicago. 3 cities that's their life is sports. That's what they love.
Do you blame Justin Fields? Because I don't want to give up on him just yet.
I don't blame Justin Fields, and I don't blame any of these players. I really don't. There is such issue with the coaching. I'm solely placing a finger on Matt Nagy. After last week, give me that call, guys. I got you.
She's ready.
In front office, I would look at his play calling and go, "You are fired. You are not my coach. You're not it." Myles Garrett was quoted after the game by saying, "We expected them to kind of roll out a little bit more, and they didn't. So we kind of just went with the plays." And they were able to sack him 9 times, which is the second most in a first career start in 20 seasons. Where was that O-line? Non-existent. Where does that fall to? Coaching, because they don't know where they need to be. They don't know how to be.
What are you doing Monday through Thursday? What are you doing? It's definitely unacceptable, and really great job with that stat, Jill. Impressed.
Oh, well, here, I'll throw another one at you.
Give it to me.
Now, this is, since 2009, the highest pressure a quarterback has faced in their first career start. He had a 60% pressure rating.
And I mentioned it last week. I really like him, and that kind of sucks for a guy who's ready to finally put the city on his back. Not that they even know who their quarterback is.
No,
regardless of what they know. For him to come in and kind of be excited and ready to go, and then, like you said, just That sucks. That's not cool.
And then
you're throwing a young guy back to being young. You're throwing him in a pack of wolves, and you're just saying, "Good luck. I'm your coach, but I'm going to watch you fail."
Well, and then so now they're saying that he has a possible injury. You have Andy Dalton with the injury, and Nick Foles, who they brought on, and they're still not sure if he's healed or not. So you have 3 guys.
Never left Philly, but that's another story.
You have 3 guys that with potential injury, and we don't know who's starting for the team. Fire Matt Nagy. That's my opinion.
Good luck, Bears. But I kind of just want to segue really quickly into the game, Eagles versus Cowboys, just kind of going on some games that we clearly saw some teams really struggle. And I kind of want to hear your take on what went down with that game.
My opinion on it is I feel that the Eagles were not practiced enough. And in the sense, I look at Dallas, and this is the first time in a while I'm kind of giving Dallas a different light. You have Dak, who is really starting to show his ability of being a quarterback. You have the double threat in the backfield with Tony Pollard and Zeke, who did show up. They were both looking good for the game. But then you have that top 3 wide receiver core that gives Dak all of those targets that allow him to make plays and get the ball down the field. So with that, coupled with their defense is, again, it's looking good. I don't want to put up there and go, oh my God, number 1 defense in the NFL, but they look good. And I feel that the Eagles have been playing decent teams. They've been putting up wins. They've been producing plays that look good, and they seem like they're going somewhere, but they were not practiced enough against this team that is clearly was made fun of, has been down, but is taking things to the next level and is ready to perform at an elite NFL level.
Yeah, and it kind of also corresponds with size. Watching the game and seeing the size difference of, the Eagles versus the Cowboys. It's not solely about size, but at the end of the day, it was so painful to watch that game. It was hard. I'm pretty sure I have some Band-Aids still on me. It was a tough one, and honestly, I'm not done on Jalen Hurts. I'm not giving up on him. I really do believe in him, and I'm a huge, huge fan. He's a great leader on and off the field, and they respond well to him. But I just think that, we got eaten for dinner.
Absolutely. Zeke was out.
He was running through us, and it was hard. But, let's see how they do moving forward.
Another team that I really want to, this week, I haven't been impressed by them. I haven't been impressed by them for some time. And I'm really tired of them being hyped up every season. The Steelers. This past week really solidified it for me. I don't know if you've...
He didn't look good.
Well, I don't even know if you've seen the videos of him, like on NFL memes and stuff like that. They were like, he's as mobile as a tree. He literally rolled out into the pocket, was running to go make a play, and just fell over.
Maybe he had a bad night's sleep. Listen, at the end of the day, Jill... The Steelers are that team that is constantly hyped up. It's like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And
right.
It's like, come on.
So in the last 12 seasons, Big Ben has had 19 injuries.
Oh, gosh.
That have sidelined him. That's, okay, 1, not normal. 2, you're 39 years old. Your body is clearly telling you, hang it up. We're done. I can't do this. But so then even going back to last year, so then people want to bring that up. They went 11-0. Big whoop. You went 11-0 against a very easy schedule. The second on that 12th week, you got difficult teams. Guess what? You lost. You started losing. You did not look good. Your defense is solely TJ Watt. Do not tell me you have a good defense. You have a good defensive player.
Right.
Just one. There's not another defensive player I look at and go, stellar, great. Offensively, I already said Big Ben. He's out. He's old. He's washed up. Right. Move on. But you have all these young guys that have really no direction, and I get it. I get that Juju has been with them for a couple weeks. Years. Chase Claypool has been there as well, but...
It's only his second year, but I think at the end of the day, your point is valid, and Ben he's getting there.
Yeah. So they're really, until I see a lot more from them, especially losing to their rival, the Bengals, as bad as they did, it solidified for me. Sorry, the Steelers are way too overhyped. But
for sure.
Another team that has been hyped up and let me down, the Texans. What's your thoughts?
The Texans. Good old Texans. Well, obviously they're going through their struggles in their own way, and you good over there, Jill?
Yeah, sorry. My cord's like banging on the table. I was trying to quietly move it.
That's okay. I mean, honestly, it kind of turned out exactly as we expected. They continue to disappoint us. I was a Texans fan for the last couple of years, and this season they're just not bringing it. I mean, I just feel like the game was take it away, because I see that you called me yesterday and you were ranting on and on about this game. So go ahead and just give it to me.
I feel like I got feedback on, like, I was way too hard on the Texans, and especially last week when I was like, they're trying to convince me they're a good team. I'm now not convinced. I'm sorry. So I picked them for my highlight game on my Instagram with the Panthers, because I thought it was going to be a fun matchup. Yeah. I wanted more out of this matchup. I get it. I really did. And the Panthers showed up. The Panthers looked fantastic.
They
did. Where were the Texans? And really, Tyrod Taylor leads that team very well. David Mills, I'm sorry, he's a backup, and he did his job. He showed up for the injury, took care of things. But I love Tyrod Taylor at the helm there. And I'm sorry, I think Watson's out of a job. I would really hope so.
I mean, I'd hope to see him in Miami pretty soon. If not, I don't know.
I don't think that's the place for him, though.
I disagree. I think he could do pretty well there. I'm sorry, Tua is not the guy. Who else is?
Tua is definitely not the guy.
He is for sure not the guy. But I don't think that Watson in Miami is the worst idea.
I can't agree with you.
I don't think it's the worst idea. I think he's got some nice weapons over there, and I think they're literally just missing that one part. I like the coach. I like the players. Young, up-and-coming team. Listen, just an idea, boo.
Well, on that, let's go off of the negative, and let's start looking at some week 3 Warriors. So whether, we each picked our own, whether you picked a specific player or a team, it doesn't matter. Let's just talk about some. So starting it off, one that keeps getting brought up, who I was thoroughly impressed with, was Dak Prescott this week. This is his show, and arguably this week on the field, he is showing how much better of a quarterback he is before the injury. And I really loved to learn that. So that was his first home game. He was super emotional about it, because obviously we know what happened the last home game he had.
But just going off of that real quick, when that first 2 plays happened, when both of the teams scored, he didn't let anything affect him. He goes and sits on the sidelines, and you watch him, and he's looking up what is that call? But he goes back in and he drives it down the field Hercules.
So where that came from is, so he was quoted as being asked, what did you do after the injury? How'd you improve, get better, whatever?
It's the hip movements. It's the warm-up.
It's the dance. But he also said that while rehabbing, when he couldn't necessarily use his leg, all he did was sit and watch film of all different quarterbacks, all different players, all different plays, and would sit and study it. So once he was able to rehab the leg and use it, he went in and basically practiced every single tape and every single move that he watched to better himself on the field. And I really have to commend that.
I think yesterday was 301 days since the injury or something around then. And
he was almost a full year.
That's crazy. That's that ankle went a full crack rotation, hurt my soul.
One of the nastiest things I've watched.
He looked real good. So
yeah, and with that, again, going back off what I said about the Eagles, he has those running backs and wide receiver. I think he is really in a good place to be set up. Not a Super Bowl, though. Sorry, all you Cowboys fans out there. It's not a Super Bowl winning team. We all know the Rams are going.
Anywho, let's go ahead and talk about our Texas Longhorns signed by the Ravens as a free agent in 2012, Justin Tucker, with that kick.
Was it 2012? I feel like he's been with them forever.
Well, 2012 was a hot minute ago.
I mean, I guess that is forever.
Yeah, it is forever.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
On the task at hand. That kick, though.
Yeah.
Beyond.
So, funny enough, I actually wrote on my notes, I commended both of them. I didn't want to give the Ravens the whole thing, because plenty of it was a hot mess. Sorry, Ravens out there. Yes. You were all over. The Lions almost beat you. I'm sorry.
A win is a win, though, by 1 point, by 2 points.
Gotta get your W.
By 12, by 20. A win is a win.
Gotta get your W.
Doesn't matter.
But I really want to commend Lamar on this. So Lamar had the 4th down touchdown last week against Kansas City. But he set up that 4th and 19 to be able to get Justin Tucker to get that 66-yard field goal. So the 2 of them got that. They worked that. They got it. They're good. But Yeah, no, NFL history in the making. And I was actually sitting in a Ravens bar, funny enough, and you could hear a pin drop watching
crazy.
the ball.
Yeah.
The second it went through, I had so much adrenaline. It wasn't even my team.
I bet. And like you said, Lamar has truly been showing his character on and off the field. He has been doing a superb job. There's no doubt about it. And definitely a game to remember.
Absolutely.
To the very end.
So another one of my week 3 Warriors. I'm going with the Rams as a whole, and I'm including Sean McVay on this.
Okay, Sean McVay, don't get it wrong.
Absolutely.
Don't ever
no,
get it
I
wrong
love
again.
That's 100%
Please,
it.
come on,
Sean
what was
McVay,
that?
100%.
The size of them, though, Jill, they are. I watched the game and I genuinely felt like they work out. They're big. They're
Aaron Donald
well
scares me.
They're just so
Through the
big.
television.
What do they eat and what do they eat?
It's that vegan food in LA.
Oh my gosh, what do they eat? But I will say they are killing it. That game was incredible. And I mean, I know a lot of people pick them to win, but
Yeah, so I say it every week. I love Matthew Stafford, and I really, really love that he's finally getting the light he deserves as a player. But, I mean, defense-wise, they had Tom Brady's number. Tom Brady and the Bucks, in my opinion, looked awful. And that's the first time in forever
Wait,
I feel like
pause.
we can say that.
I love you, but let's rewind. Both teams' uniforms, I'm sorry, coming from a fashion
I do like the
obsessed queen-
gray. I like the full gray. I do got to give...
That's fine, but that game specifically, the Bucks dark, dirty brown with the Rams kind of Halloween costumey blue. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. The cheerleaders looked, gorgeous.
I
but
would
the
hope so.
outfits
And they're
looked-
like $85 billion arena.
I didn't love the outfits on the cheerleaders either. I know this is so off prompt of the actual sport of football, but you gotta look good, you gotta feel good to play good. And
They spent all the money on the arena. That's the issue.
that brown Bucks color. Come on, we can do better.
Yeah.
we could do
But,
better.
I loving Matthew Stafford, loving Sean McVay, loving the defense, loving the offense.
It's awesome.
Looking really good.
Yep.
Now, on to another person I loved this week, which I actually really never thought I would say. Kirk Cousins.
Okay, Vikings fan today.
Now, if I remember correctly, last week I actually did pick them to upset the Seahawks. I think I was just trying to be fun. Was not expecting them to upset the Seahawks as much as they did. Holy cow. The first win of the season for the Vikes. But he carried that momentum from that Cardinals game on to this week, and he really showed up. He has 8 touchdown passes this season with no interceptions. That is the least Kirk Cousins stat I've ever heard in my life. On Sunday alone, he had 3 of those touchdowns and threw for 323 yards.
That's insane. He killed it, and he did great, and he needed it. I think that he needed it. We
I agree.
both talked about that.
The city of Minnesota needed it.
I'm still so unbelievably just pained. I mean, how does one who is in charge of choosing players on your team pass Justin Jefferson? You show me one film of that guy, those route runs, his confidence, his swag.
Yeah.
He is incredible. The kid's a star in the making.
I agree with
He's
you.
unbelievable.
So who do you have as another week 3 warrior?
I mean, Teddy Bridgewater.
I actually have him on mine
Oh,
too. That's so funny.
He's awesome. He killed it, and to start 3-0, and he's been through a lot. He's waited for this turn. He's waited his turn. He deserves this.
He's been incredible with this Broncos team. Under him, the Broncos have a 3-0 record. He has a 76.8 completion percentage, which is the best in the NFL at the current moment. 116.4 QB rating, which is the 5th best in the NFL at the moment. Plus, no interceptions. I mean, they're killing it.
He's doing well. Whatever he's doing is working. And like I mentioned on our first week's podcast, he's a funny, chill guy.
I'm actually really excited. I'm going to this week's game in Denver. The Ravens coming in.
You didn't get me a ticket?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
I can try to Craigslist misconnections one for you.
That's fine. I'll just stay here and watch the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay.
But I'm really excited for this because I know everyone's trying to unhype the Broncos because it is true. Their 3 wins have been against teams. And the Ravens are at this point scrappy since their entire team has been lost by injuries and whatever the hell else is going on over in Baltimore. I'm really excited to see him against this scrappy team and just how well produced this Broncos team is. And if they can keep up with this scrap. I am also really excited. We were talking about the Ravens before. I'm excited to see, let's get some routes fixed. I know Lamar's passing has completely improved, but I need more routes. I need the routes to be perfected. Hollywood Brown dropping those 2 passes.
It's everything. It's coaching. It's your mindset. It's gotta
unacceptable.
Be everything. And practices just, you can see each Sunday who practiced and who studied. And I always said perfect practice makes perfect. You can't just practice. It's got to be 210%.
You're practicing like you're at the game. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that matchup.
Me as well.
So moving on to, I'd tap that, just get in there.
I'll let you start.
So my pick, I really got to give it to him. There's a couple of picks that it kind of dawned on me. I'll give an honorable mention, one of them being Justin Herbert, doing his Justin Herbert things. But for me, I think it's also...
If you're going to say Dak as your I'd tap
no,
that, okay.
But I think my I'd tap that is for sure Josh Allen. I mean, I know he's been off the last few weeks, but Josh Allen came up. He was the Josh Allen we knew last
1,000%.
season. He got his 4 TDs.
His puppy's growing up.
That's
he has time. He's back practicing.
Well, and then him and you were talking about your boy Knox last week with me. They did their prom photo after getting
a little back hug, and they both posted it. I mean, listen, they're having fun, they're bonding, and he is the Josh Allen that we know and love, and he was talked about so much this week.
Exactly. So now this was his first career multi-touchdown win game while running 10 miles per hour and up every time he was going.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
What a stat.
Well,
thanks Next Gen for helping me out.
Thanks on that. But I'd tap that this week. I guess I have to just keep it real. Despite the fact that he's an incredible football player, I never realized how hot Matt Stafford was.
Oh my God, you're joining the fan club.
Matt,
we're going to get Matt Stafford t-shirts made. That's it. Divine Sportswear matching Matt Stafford jerseys.
Honestly,
that's the move.
I will wear his face on my chest any day.
I'm a big fan of it.
Trust me.
I highly I kind of just...
I watched him for a straight 10 minutes and I didn't get up once and I just watched all these throws and he's incredible.
Yep. No,
he doesn't even really
on and off the field. He raises the temperature.
Oh my God.
He has Sean Paul's temperature.
I'm getting hot.
Always on.
I swear I did not realize how fine he was.
It'd be great as if he listens to this and he's just Sean Paul's temperature. She was right. We should listen to that song all the time.
That was a good song.
Yeah.
I think I did a dance to that at camp one time in front of the whole camp.
2005 was a year.
Right? But honestly, that would be my player of the week. And leading from that, let's go ahead and do our picks, shall we?
Certainly. So Thursday night football game. I really do apologize to the Bengals fans. I'm going to pick you guys to win. But, Jags and Bengals, really kind of a snooze fest for me on a Thursday night.
Meh.
Yeah.
I hear ya. I'm gonna go with Burrow.
Yeah, I think the unanimous decision, Bengals. So starting off those Sunday games, Titans and Jets.
I can't choose the Jets right now. I can't do it.
Against the refrigerator that is Derrick Henry.
God, he's gonna eat them so good for lunch.
He's gonna get on a private jet and just run up and have it fly up and down the field.
He is the jet.
He is the private jet.
All right, Lions and Bears. I would love to see the Bears come up with something. I don't know, though.
I think because we don't know the quarterback just yet, filming this prior to the announcement, I want to go Lions because I don't know the quarterback. If it's Justin Field picked and Matt Nagy allows him to have some more mobility with his plays and really also stops being predictable with just dropping back.
Who are you picking, babe?
The Lions.
Okay, go with it. I'm going to pick the Bears because I really like that QB and I give Fields a shot.
I'm just upset
He's so cute and mushy.
Matt Nagy needs to like get a new playbook. I'm sorry.
I think that, a lot of these teams need a lot of looking in the mirror, okay? Colts and Dolphins. I can't pick the Colts. I just can't do it. I'm going to go with the Fins on this.
I like this matchup oddly, actually. I'm going to take the Colts. I do like what I'm seeing out of them. And the Dolphins have been wishy-washy for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pick a team, with a guy that was on the Eagles that required so much Botox that I needed after all those Sundays.
Yeah.
I can't choose him.
Your wrinkles.
I'm not going to
Wentz's wrinkles.
Face is looking tight. I'm not going to, fuck with it by talking about Wentz some more. Let's go ahead and go to the Pats and the Saints.
You are on week 3.
Oh gosh, my mind is totally out of it.
But the Saints ended up winning that game. I'll spare you. Thanks for the heartache on that one.
Brought it up again.
Really just wanted to
I'm sorry.
I talked about Carson Wentz, so you actually just wanted to dagger.
I was on, it was like Botox, Wentz. I don't even know what.
You were talking.
I was like,
Well, thanks for that fun reminder, Devin. We were on the Browns and Vikings for week 4.
I didn't hate what I saw from the Browns. I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one. You liked the Vikings this week, so go with them.
It pains me because I just know I'm gonna pick it. Murphy's Law. Kirk Cousins is gonna just shit the bed. But I think I want to. Maybe it's like I just want to give him that chance.
Do it.
So Vikes.
Cool. We have Washington and the Falcons.
So taking Washington hands down. I don't even have to have conversation about this. Texans and Bills.
Bills. Giants, Saints.
Oh, yeah, Saints. Who knows, though, if Jameis is going to, be normal Jameis Winston.
I'll go with the Giants because, I want them to win a game. That'd be cool.
It would.
Chiefs and the Eagles. Oh, this pains me because they're going to come in off 2 losses. I'm so scared for the Eagles. Gosh, why?
So, for me, what I've come to notice, if your defense can pick Mahomes off, he cannot recover from that. Mentally, his brain just doesn't allow him.
That.
So I just think if the Eagles defense can really hammer that in, I could see an Eagles victory and giving the Chiefs a 3 in a row loss.
That'd be something, and it's home for the Eagles, so that should be...
I'm going to go... Actually, you know what? I'm feeling, confident right now. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the Eagles.
I'm not going to go against you the one time you choose the Birds.
The one time, yeah.
I'm not going to go against you. Panthers, Cowboys.
Ooh, what another fun matchup.
That'll be a fun
one. I kind of really want to see the Panthers beat the Cowboys just because I have a soft spot for Sam Darnold in my heart, so I kind of want him to go 4-0.
I'd like to see the Cowboys lose.
Well, we got that.
All right, we got the Hawks and the Niners.
Niners. Niners.
Russell Wilson, every time.
Every time. Always.
The Cardinals and the Rams. After what I saw with Stafford and how hot he is, I'm going to choose him every week.
I am also going to pick the Rams, but that's just, I think, the bias in me. I also think this is going to be a fun matchup.
Kyler is amazing. We have the Steelers and the Packers, and after what I saw with Rodgers and the hype that's currently going on with that team, and plus you and I are not the biggest Steelers fans.
Correct.
Packers.
Going Pack. Pack might be back.
The pack might be back. Never say that again, babe. Ravens and the Broncos.
This is going to be a close game. I'm sorry. The Ravens at this point have had way too many 1-2 point win.
Did we lose? Did we not?
I think I want to go with the Ravens only because. No.
Your boyfriend's a fan.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to sleep on the couch if I go against him. No, it's hard to play in Mile High Field, so the Ravens do have that working against him. But I think the Broncos have played against such easy teams at this point that having a team that between Lamar and Tyson Williams and Latavius Murray, they're all over the field. We don't know what's going to go on defensively.
I'll go for fun, and I think that the Ravens have, like you mentioned, had such close games that it's
this is going to be a close game, 100%.
All right, we got Bucks and the Pats. This should be a great game because it's always exciting to play your old team.
I agree. I sadly am going to take the Bucks. Just I don't want to say that, but because that pains me. If the Pats pull out a win, I think I will actually go crazy. I will. I will like streak up and down the street. It will be a sight to be seen.
I mean, I'll do it with you.
In Denver, you'll fly over just to do it with me.
Just
Perfect.
for fun.
I'll hold you to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think the Bucks are the safe one to hear is the Bucks. But if the Pats pull that out, no, I will go crazy.
Yeah. I that should be a good game.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see it.
And so Monday night, ending week 4, the Raiders and the Chargers.
I'm a Raiders fan recently, so I'm all here for Carr and the eyeliner. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Skyliner. I'm going Chargers.
Okay.
I like what I'm seeing out of that team recently.
Like, I'm going Chargers. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm
because that's
doing
what
it.
I feel in my soul. But we have had so much fun
Yes,
today.
absolutely.
And it has been so much fun, and we really, really hope that you've liked what you've heard so far on She's Game Obsessed. And I
Yes.
promise you, this is just the beginning.
It is. So if you listen to us, make sure to tune in next week if that's your preferred method. And if you watched us, we will see you guys next week. Have a good one. And